Welcome to the first episode of Tops and Flops. I'm Haley, your host for today, and we are here to talk to some ASMs and get their thoughts on in-store execution. Through this video, we will review actual photos submitted from our distributor partners and get an idea of what is considered to be perfect and less than perfect execution in the field. We have a handful of tops and a handful of flops. And we are here at RBDC Van Nuys to have a few ASMs check them out and tell us what they think.
Looks like
That's a nice rack, but it's not a rack.
It's not a rack.
This is top.
What the is this?
Why?
Oh, what? Yeah.
I see it?
Look at it.
Oh, can you look at? That's why I'm not looking at it.
It looks like all the main components of PSA here have been hit. The planogram is up to standards, the base is wrapped with Red Bull approved base wrapped, and the functional POS includes clear price communication and is placed in the perfect spot.
It's top. I'd be proud to display this at my store for execution display.
In a perfect world, try to place displays near high traffic locations like salty snacks and chips, because let's be honest, we all stop there. It's always important that our displays are shoppable. While this display has prime real estate within the store, near a checkout in a high visible, high traffic location, Red Bull brand visibility is lacking. The case cards get lost in the candy chaos, and the pricing is even covering some of the product on the case card. It's important to stick to the national planogram so that customers can easily find what SKUs they're looking for.
flop. I don't even know where to begin with this. Well, you mix summer edition with sugar-free zero and regular. Also, they're only about 6 cases high, which is way too low to have a display.
Time wasted by the consumer means sales lost for you and your retailer. No bueno. While the display is very creative, it is unfortunately a flop. Sorry. The barrel cooler in the middle of these cases is not shoppable. With this setup, restocking the barrel will be incredibly difficult, if not impossible. Lastly, the base wrap is not used for its functional purpose. It's being used as a display piece above the display. It's just not ideal.
Definitely flop. We don't do displays like that ever. We have our own standards, so displays cannot be like this. We have our own schematics and our own displays, how they're supposed to be.
When building displays, please adhere to the standards such as product planograms and shoppable displays. There is real-life science behind our display standards, and trust me, products will fly off these well-built shelves. We love getting cold Red Bull by the checkout, but this barrel cooler is definitely a flop.
Well, this one, yes, it's a flop because it is a case card and it doesn't even match the barrel with summer editions.
It is important to always use Red Bull approved barrel headers or static clings on this piece of cold equipment. Static clings should be placed on the lid, not on the side, to avoid covering up the can design. The only time the sides of a barrel should be covered is when the entire barrel is being wrapped. Lastly, when using POS messaging, make sure it is approved. The back of the summer edition sell sheet, while as beautiful as it is not approved to be used as in-store POS. Speaking of barrels, here is an example of a flawlessly executed summer edition barrel at 7-Eleven.
Top. It has the correct wrap on it, the summer edition. It has the pricing on top, and it's nice and close to the register. It's 8 feet within the register.
When building case stacks, it is important to still adhere to perfect store standards.
This is top. It's set up good. The wrap on the bottom, they set it up good, sugar-free, total zero, and the regulars.
This is another example of a well-executed case stack. The base wrap is tightly wrapped around the bottom of the stack, the planogram is flawless, and the POS is current and placed correctly on the stack. Additionally, the promo pricing is indicated with the pricing sticker. #killed it. This is an example of a perfectly executed PDQ. Cans are merchandised with the correct planogram, and pricing is clearly stated both on the chain side and on the pricing tags on the PDQ itself. When this display is put together perfectly, it looks pretty damn great.
Okay, so the top has the pricing, big and bold. They do have the red, silver, and blue.
Every time you place a display, make sure it looks so awesome that you want to post it to Facebook, share it, comment, and brag about it to your buddies.
That's a flop. For the pricing, it's not visible enough. It's not a big enough pricing.
Probably not set to schematic. It's not the right flow. It's not full all the way.
This is also a flop.
It's
stacks aren't unwrapped, it's not base wrapped, flavors aren't correct.
Now, this display might not be the one to brag about. More than half of these cases are not unwrapped, which means it's pretty much unshoppable. The planogram is also totally missing the mark. Remember, you can see planogram standards in your Perfect Store Pocket Guide. And that's all for this first episode of Tops and Flops. Now that we've been through these together, you should all be prepared to get out in the field and to make Red Bull look perfect and premium in all of your accounts. Remember to always refer to your Perfect Store Pocket Guide to clear up any confusion about POS, planograms, or placement priorities. And a huge thanks to all the guys out here at RBDC Van Nuys for giving us their honest and thorough feedback on these tops and flops. See you next time.